Hello, welcome. I'm happy to be here with you for a quick tip number 18 from Aletha Solter's book, Raising Drug-Free Kids. I'm T, your joyful parent guide and harmonizer. And yesterday I took a look at number 17, which was respect your child's body. And again, we're in the chapter of her book, which is dealing with kids when they are born, from when they're born till when they're 3 years old. So it's sort of like the baby slash infant toddler chapter of the book. So number 17 was respect your child's body. And today is number 18, respect your child's attachment needs. So you can really see, if you've been following along, that attachment parenting is something that is one of the bedrocks here of Aletha's parenting philosophy. And so there's definitely some overlap between the tips as well, but this is one that I want to call out a few things here. She starts out with healthy attachment to parents during the first few years is important for child's emotional health. And I think that makes sense, right? That makes sense to me. I think that healthy attachment. Now, how we create that and what that means to different people can certainly vary, but like a healthy attachment is going to really foster their emotional health as they grow, and also it'll be a good foundation for later in life. So how can we do it? Well, it's really awesome. She offers some very specific actions that we can take. One is holding your baby, right? And we already talked about that in a different tip. So holding your baby, responding sensitively, which to me, and I'm going to interpret that here, means the tone, the energy and the tone, not screaming at our child when they are this age, no matter what. I mean, unless like their life is in danger and that's the only way you can get them to move out of the way of a moving car type of a thing. Definitely a tone that's more gentle and nurturing and sensitive, like she says. And here's a kicker that I'm going to spend a little bit of time on. By minimizing separations. Now that doesn't mean that you need to walk around with your kid on you all of your waking hours for 3 years. Definitely that's not what that means. But she does say, she kind of looks at daycare and offers some tips. And I just think that it's a great thing to be aware that a securely attached child is not the same as an independent child, okay? We are not talking about, our kids being able to run off and do whatever for however long we need them to. So I love, she does talk about you can't expect them to be on your schedule necessarily. Which I remember that was not something that I necessarily always had in mind when they were 0 to 3. I was like, I had my schedule for the day and I was trying to get everybody to conform, and that's, you have to live, but to have some understanding and compassion and tolerance for the fact that you are not the one in control and they have some needs that might not be convenient for our schedules as we go day to day when they're this young. I like this part. Children eventually outgrow these early attachment needs and become more independent, but they each have their own timetable for that. And so some kids will show tremendous independence earlier, and some just take a little longer. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone is different. Just like, everybody takes a different amount of time to wake up in the morning, right? So we can kind of understand. She also, and I want to highlight this, because it's not something that gets talked about nearly enough. She says infants can become attached to several people. It is not like it is all one person's job necessarily. I mean, that might be the way it goes in the house. That might be the way it goes, but it doesn't. It doesn't mean that it has to be that way exclusively. And I think that's a great affirmation of some things that we're seeing much more now. I mean, she wrote the book 15 years ago, right? But when I am sitting on my front porch and when I'm looking out my window, I see tons of dads walking with their little kids, and whether it's infants in strollers or taking their kids and their kids are pulling a wagon behind them, but lots and lots of dads. And so I think that there may have been, at least in my experience, there may have been some judgment about that either way, about, oh, dads don't do enough, or, oh, what a shame that the mother can't do everything. So I think this is like permission for us to release some of these judgments. Kids can securely attach to more than one person, and it's good for them. So anyhow, I think that was unexpectedly, there was unexpectedly a lot in there in that little that tip 18. So I'm going to wrap it up. I will be back tomorrow with tip 19, and I hope everybody has a beautiful rest of your day. If you are not already in the Relational Parents Facebook group, I'm going to be doing a really awesome masterclass next month, a free masterclass in that group. You won't be able to access it if you're not in the group, though. So go ahead and find me, Relational Parents, on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you in there. Bye for now.